Welcome to Learning English Adventures. Let's learn about construction and tools in English. Good morning. So I've got a project since I got back from Chiang Mai. It is a kind of a surprise project. I wasn't really expecting this, but while I was in Canada, my wife had a very unique business opportunity. She was offered a building here in Chiang Mai for far below market value, and so she signed a contract to rent this building. It used to be a bookstore. And we are going to turn it into a private studio space for her. She is a jewelry designer as well as a residence upstairs. It's got 3 floors. So this is a shop apron and it keeps my clothes nice and clean. And I like this shop apron. This is kind of a fancy apron that I have. It's made out of hemp. This fabric is incredibly strong. It is very rip resistant, so if I catch it on things, it won't tear or rip, and it is very soft as well. You can get those same qualities in cotton, but the cotton is usually very thick and it's very hard, and it is very difficult to break in. Break in is a great phrasal verb that means to wear something until it gets soft. So you often break in shoes. The first couple of times you wear a new pair of shoes, they're not very comfortable, but this hemp doesn't have a very long break-in period. It feels soft right away. So I love my shop apron. And it also has a ton of pockets as well, and they come in handy for little bits and bobs we collect along the way. This guy here is a hammer or a hatchet or an axe. And this is a tool I picked up in Thailand. This is something I never really used in Canada. We would use either a hammer or an axe. We wouldn't use both, but it has a flat end for pounding nails, and it's got slots for pulling nails out of wood, as well as a sharp blade for cutting wood or carving things. So this is a fantastic tool that I've only seen in Thailand. I'm sure they have them elsewhere, but it is a really beneficial tool for me. This tool kind of blurs the lines between an axe and a hammer. And this is a concept I want to talk about a little bit, this idea of blurring the lines. This is a great phrase in English that means it's not quite one thing and it's not quite the other. Some of its uses are as a hammer and some of its uses are as an axe. It can be used for both. It's not really the best hammer. It's not really the best axe, but it functions somewhere in the middle of those two things. So it blurs the line. Another great example of this in use is crossover cars are becoming extremely popular right now. And I would describe a crossover car as a car that blurs the lines between a car and an SUV. It's not really an SUV, it's not really a car, but it kind of functions somewhere in the middle. So it blurs the lines between car and SUV. Okay, let's go upstairs. I am coming into this room and one of my projects is going to be to paint this upstairs room. I don't know what the previous tenant or the previous renter of this place was thinking, but this is a hideous color in my opinion. Hideous is a great way to describe something that's really ugly, and I find this color to be just awful. It's one that I can't stand this color. They did a very good job of painting it. I'm not criticizing the job they did. It's just an ugly color. It is a really rough color. So one of the jobs I'm gonna have to do is to paint the walls. Like I said, this was a used bookstore before we took over, and we bought out all of the bookshelves. I'm going to use these out at my farm and in various business places. My kid loves books as well, so I'll build some of these bookshelves at home. But these things are made out of metal, and they have been welded together. So this is called a weld, where they melt the metal and attach it. So that's a weld. So this bookshelf has been welded together. Okay, these things are heavy. I can pick this thing up, but it is quite heavy. I can move it around this floor, but I'm gonna need some help moving these downstairs. I'm not going to attempt to move these downstairs myself because they're too heavy. They're made out of metal. I don't want to scratch the floor. Is it my dino? No. Wait, come back. Doesn't fit. We're gonna have to take it upstairs again. Oh. Wow. Gotta take a breather here, a little bit of a rest. These things are heavy, and I am scratching the walls and I'm damaging the walls, which isn't such a big deal because I'm going to be painting later, but I don't really want to damage the walls too much. I want them to be in good shape. What I'm more concerned about is I think I'm damaging the floors a bit, and they are wood, so that's something that I don't want to do. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna drop them down from the balcony. This is a balcony that looks down. There's no way these things are being fit through that staircase. So we're gonna try something that might be dangerous and a bad idea, but it might be our only solution here. Okay, let's try dropping this off the second floor balcony. See if that works. Slowly. That might help. Okay, success. And I'm on. Real by continuing them out. He's gonna come down because this one doesn't reach the floor. I can't get it to land. That may help. Come back. That one was shorter than the other ones. A little bit lighter, but not much. It's still heavy. Okay, this is a drill. This is a cordless drill. It operates with a battery. This battery is rechargeable, so I can plug this drill in. We don't say that this is a screwdriver, even though I am using it to undo bolts or undo screws. This is not a screwdriver, it is a drill, and you can use this for both. So it kind of, again, to use that word that I just used, this kind of blurs the lines between a drill and a screwdriver. I'm sitting on the no sitting step. You can see it says not for sitting. I don't know who wrote that or why, but this is my step now, so I can sit on it if I want to. But this thing is a stepping stool, and it can be used to reach higher locations. I'm probably going to be in a little trouble here. As we were dropping the bookshelves off of the second floor balcony, shouldn't say drop, you can use drop, but we actually lowered them very carefully and very gently. But as we were dropping the bookshelves off the second floor balcony, I clipped or I hit this piece of drywall. This is a drywall, and it was covering a metal beam that is up there, and the result was it broke off. And so the boss is going to be angry because this is going to be additional costs to fix this. There'll be additional effort to fix this. In this case, I'm kind of the boss, although the big boss might come in and give me a little bit of trouble. The big boss is, of course, colloquially my wife. This is her project. I'm kind of helping out with it. But the big boss might be a little bit angry, but it's within the family. It's not the real boss. But if this were to happen on a job site, you might get some very colorful language or foul language. I'm not going to teach you any of that here unless you're listening really closely, and you may hear some in the background. But I'm going to teach you a couple of idioms that are kind of colorful language. They are acceptable colorful language. So if my wife came in right now and saw this, she would be pissed. She would be pissed off. This is a idiom, or not an idiom, this is a phrasal verb that means to be angry. And realistically, I don't think she would actually be that pissed off. She would be a little annoyed that I hit it, but these things are heavy and I accomplished the job, so I think she'll be happy. This will be very easy to fix. She might have kittens. This is another like weird one. Why would she have kittens? But you could say like the boss is gonna have kittens if he sees that. I have no idea where this one comes from. I will look up the etymology or the background of this one and post it in the comments, but it means to be really angry, to have kittens. So she's gonna come in and see this, she's gonna have kittens. And the other one, don't use this around kids because it does use one of those foul languages or those bad languages. Shit a brick is a good way to mean be very angry or have a very bad reaction to something. Coffee time. Figuratively anyway, I don't actually have coffee. I think I should actually go get a coffee somewhere. There's a nice coffee shop around here. It would be nice to get a cup of coffee. It is pretty close to noon. It's pretty close to lunchtime actually, but coffee time is often used as a break even if you don't drink coffee. You say coffee time. This is one of my favorite coffee shops in the world. It's just down the street, so let's go get a coffee. Cap.
Sorry.
It was busy in there. Chiang Mai gets really busy in the winter, which is now.
Hello.
Capo. Without question, the best thing about Chiang Mai is the food. I just stopped and got a little bit of fresh fruit. She gave me 20 baht change, so that was 80 baht. It was about $2.50 US. And it's fresh and beautiful. These are called rose apples. They are kind of a delicacy here. So these things are called rose apples, and they grow on a tree. They're a fruit of some sort, but I don't know exactly what kind of fruit they are. I've eaten these before. I love these things. They are sweet. They have a very mild, perfumey taste, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a kind of like a floral taste or a really nice fruity taste to them. They don't taste anything like an apple. They kind of have the consistency of an apple though. So they crunch like an apple, but they don't taste anything like an apple at all. They're not like an apple. You can eat the whole thing. There's no seeds in it, or there is seeds in it, but you can eat the seeds. And they're just very delicious, these things. Also, I just got a message about the truck. The air conditioner was out of fluid apparently, and they have fixed it, and it has cold air now, which is good. I've been driving around for 2 days with no air conditioning. It's the winter here, so that's not that big of a deal, but I've been driving around with the windows open, and so I'm starting to get sunburns on both of my arms because my arm is hanging out the window all the time. So it's not 100% necessary, but it will be very nice to have air conditioning back in my truck. But I've got to go get that because I have other things to do this afternoon, so have a great day. This has been English Learning Adventures. Thank you for following along. If you like what I do, give me a like and subscribe. It really helps me and it helps the channel.